Okay, this says find f where f double prime. Well, you got to work your way backwards though, and it could be difficult to do that. But let's just take a look. Let's hope it's not too difficult to work our way backwards. You know what? Let's just look at the key. So I write this down and I work my way backwards. You know, we're looking for antiderivatives, by the way. And the antiderivative of 2e to the x is just 2 to the x. And for the antiderivative of 3 sine x, just simply minus 3 cosine x. And why is that? When you differentiate that, you'll get back, the 2e to the x plus 3 sine x. But there's always going to be this constant of integration, which could be problematic, by the way. Let's keep going backwards, one more step. And what do I do? Well, go backwards. And what do you get? The antiderivative of 2e to the x is always going to be 2e to the x. And the antiderivative of minus 3 cosine x minus 3 sine x. The antiderivative of that constant is going to be the constant times x. And then there's another constant of integration. Now, here's where the problem that we need to come up with that. We need to figure out what those constants are. The way to do that is you plug in. But we're at this line over here, and what I want to do is plug in. So let's plug in f of 0 is equal to 0. Let's do that first. What do you get? Again, we're plugging it in over here. You would get 2, because e to the 0 is 1. The sine of 0 is 0. And if x is 0, c1 disappears, and then you get c2. What does that tell me? c2 must be minus 2. All right, so I got that covered. Let's do the next one. F of pi is equal to 0. Let's write that down. What do you get? Again, we're plugging it in here. You get 2e to the pi minus 3 times the sine of pi. Well, the sine of pi is 0, so I'm not going to put that down. And then c1, well, that was, something I noticed there's a double. c1's minus 2, right? So it's going to be minus 2 pi. And then it's going to be plus c2. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I should have wrote that down. I'll have to erase this now. Notation's bad. All right, let me put this down. C2. I'm sorry about that. I thought it was C1. It's not. So 2e to the pi, and then minus 3 times sine of pi is 0, and then C1, which I don't know what that is yet. And then x is pi. And then plus C2, which is minus 2. All right? I know that's equal to 0, but let's write this down now. What are you going to get? Let's see. 2 minus 2 e to the pi equals C1 times pi. Divide through by pi, by the way. What do you get? 2 minus 2 e to the pi over pi, which is C1. All right? So, you plug it in. And what do you plug it in? Again, I want to remind you, you plug it in on the f, and that's what they're looking for. So if you wrote that down, let's write that down, see what we come up with. So f of x is equal to 2e to the x minus 3 sine x plus c1. Well, I know what c1 is now. It's 2 minus 2 e to the pi over pi x plus c2, which is minus 2. I'll commit to this. Let's get a red pen out and see how we did. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this. I'm seeing that. Am I seeing that? I am. Yep, things are looking fine. We got it. Thank you.